My name is Amina Fadila Shehu, and you guys are welcome to today's tutorial on basically everything you need to know about visualizations in Power BI. Today we're going to explore the different types of visualizations available, how you enhance them with DAX, best practices for creating effective visuals, and some advanced features that will take your Power BI skills to the next level. So anyway, we're just going to dive right in. I've already opened my Power BI, but in this tutorial, let me just tell you what we're going to cover. We'll be covering introduction to Power BI, so I'll just tell you the importance of Power BI visualizations and the impact on visualizations on your results, or your report, sorry. A detailed look at various charts and graphs that you can use, how we can extend the capabilities of Power BI with our custom visuals. We're going to use DAX, which you guys have already used. I'm just going to talk about how you can use DAX to create powerful visualizations and the tips and tricks for creating clear, concise, and impactful visuals. We'll also leverage things like drill throughs, bookmarks, conditional formatting, and more. And we're just going to wrap it up with key takeaways to help transform your data into actionable insights. So first off, I'm just going to create a blank report. I don't intend on putting a data set. I just want us to go through all the visuals here so you guys have a better understanding of what this is. So anyway, first up we have this bar chart. Let's open first, sorry. In Power BI. We're just going to get started. I've opened up my Power BI and I just want to show you guys all the visuals here and how we can use them and what we can use them best for and what insights we can derive from this. So we all know that visualizations in Power BI is a very powerful tool because it helps us to transform raw data into meaningful insights. It helps us to make data-driven decisions, and by using visualization, you're basically simplifying or you're presenting your data in a very clear, concise, and visually appealing manner. So basically, just think of them like a bridge between complex data sets and understandable, actionable insights. Okay, so in Power BI, we have various types of visualization, from our bar charts, column charts, our line and area charts, our ribbon chart, our waterfall chart, our funnel, our scatter chart, our pie chart, donut chart, your slices, your tree map, your maps. So yeah, all the different things. So we're just going to go about them briefly. Okay, so the first thing, we have our different types of bar chart: the stacked column, stacked bar, 100% stacked bar and column chart. Your bar and column charts, they are basically used. So I'm just going to select one. If you look at this, it's basically used for comparing data across like different categories. So let's just use an example. So for example, you run maybe a chain of coffee shops. You can use a column chart to compare sales across different product categories. So your espresso, your latte, your cappuccino, for every month you can use a bar and column chart to do that. Now the feature of this visual is that it's very easy to understand. It can show even an illiterate what you're basically talking about. So you can show your data in both horizontal, which is a bar, and your vertical, which is a column. So your horizontal as per your bar chart, and then your vertical, which is your column chart. Okay, you can represent it in either ways. So these are all the same. They all do the same thing. The next ones we have are our line charts and our area charts. So our line chart and area chart, they are perfect for showing trends over time. So let's just think of it like, let's use an example. So you're tracking your website's daily visitors over a year. So a line chart can help you to show the upward or downward trends in visitor numbers. So your area chart can also do the same. It can show the total visitor count in a visually engaging way. And all of these are varieties. They all do the same thing as your line and area chart, all the way to your line and stacked column chart, your ribbon chart. Okay. Next one we have is our waterfall and our funnel. Waterfall and funnel kind of do the same thing because what they do is they help you to understand stages in the process. So for example, let's just drop this. The sales funnel chart can show you the number of leads at each stage of the sales process, and your waterfall chart will illustrate like the cumulative effect of those introduced positive or negative values on your process. So for example, it helps you to identify if there's any drop off and if there are any contributions. Okay. Next one we're going to do is our scatter plot and bubble chart. So the scatter plot is basically great for showing relationship between different variables. And an example of using this is, for example, you're analyzing the relationship between how much you're spending for advertisement and sales revenue. So a scatter chart can show you the correlation, and a bubble chart can add like additional dimension. So like the size of the market segments, you can even add multiple variables like size, color, and different things. So basically for helping you to show relationships between different variables. What I have here is a pie chart and donut chart, and these are best for showing like parts of a whole. So for example of using pie chart or donut chart, imagine you're running like a marketing campaign for a company. Your pie chart can show you like a percentage distribution of your budget, so across different channels like social media, email, in-person marketing and stuff. Pie chart is actually visually appealing. Personally, I love to use it, especially when I'm doing anything with categorizing. It's visually appealing, but it's definitely not ideal for complex data, and this is where your DAX comes in. So you can use, for example, for age groups, you can use a pie chart. You can use DAX to categorize them, and then you can use a pie chart to represent them. So anything that is complex is not for pie charts, and donut chart also does the same. Okay. So next up we have our tree maps, which is this. And tree maps actually help us to display hierarchical data. So data with hierarchy as a sort of nested triangle. So imagine you have a retailer maybe looking at maybe sales performance. Your tree map can show which product categories are contributing the most to your sales, with each rectangle representing a category and its size corresponding to the sales volume. Okay. Next one we have our maps feature in Power BI, and we have maps, we have field map, and we have a geo map, and all of these are actually perfect for visualizing geographical data. So for example, you want to visualize sales by region, your maps can show you that. So yeah, for each of them, it's not loading right now, but it can help you identify areas of potential growth, and it can show you the regions that are performing the best. Okay. Next one we have is our gauge, and our gauge and KPI visuals, they actually do something similar. So what they do both do is that they're great for showing you performance like against a target. So for example, your gauge visual here can show you how close you are to your quarterly sales target, or your monthly sales target, or your annual sales target. And your KPI visual can help you display whether your monthly revenue is above or below the target. So they actually help you to provide plus insights into your performance as a business. Okay. Next we have is our card. In our card we have multi-row card as well, and these are KPI gauge and KPI visual, and this was the gauge one that I spoke about earlier. So now we'll talk about our card and our multi-row card. What these two do is that they are perfect for highlighting like key metrics like total sales, average order value, or the number of customers that you've had, or total units sold. They are simple and they are really effective for displaying single values. Next, we're going to KPI visual. Next thing we have here. So next one we have is our slicer, which helps us to filter out helps with the interactivity in your dashboard. Helps you to filter out irrelevant details or filter out a certain month, a certain year, and stuff. Next we have our table and our matrices, and what these do is that they help us to show performance. So for example, you want to show details in a structured way and a detailed way. You can use your table and you can use your matrix to do that. They help you for display detailed data. So if you need to present like detailed sales data, including like product names, maybe sales figures, maybe even profit margin. So your table and matrices, they are like detailed tables. Let me just select them. So as you can see, they just provide a clear and structured format, and they can include like hierarchies. You can have drill downs for all for detailed analysis. Next, we have the R script visual, and your R script visual basically allows you to create like advanced visualizations using R, and R is a powerful statistical programming language. It's perfect for custom statistical analysis and visualizing your results directly in Power BI. Your Python also does the same thing. This is your Python visual, similar to R script visual, but this one they use Python. Now we all know Python is great for data manipulation and creating custom visualizations, and this makes it a versatile tool for your Power BI reports. Next thing we have is our key influencer, and the key influencer visual helps you to understand the factors that influence a particular metric. So for example, if you want to understand what drives customer satisfaction, this visual can show you the key factors that have the most significant impact. These are decomposition tree, and a decomposition tree allows us to break down a metric into its contributing factors. So for instance, you can break down total sales by region, by product category, sales channel, and you can understand the underlying contributions to it. Next one we have is our Q&A visual, which basically allows users to ask questions in natural language, and you can get answers in the form of visuals. So for example, you can type show me total sales by region, and Power BI will generate the appropriate chart for you. Okay. Next one we have is after my Q&A, this is narrative metrics. And this narrative metrics, because I don't have a data, most of the visuals just show error. So for this one, the narrative metric actually provides automated textual explanations of your data. So for example, it can generate insights. I'm just going to delete it so it removes the error. So for instance, you can generate insights like your sales increased by 10% this quarter compared to the previous one. Your narrative metrics can do all of this for you. And that is what is right here. The next one we have is a metrics preview, which also does kind of the same thing. It actually gives you automated textual explanations of your data. Next one is my paginated report, and they're ideal for like if you're printing and sharing detailed data. So they are designed to be formatted to fit on a page, like invoice or financial statement, basically providing precise control over your layout. And this is the new card visual and the new slicer visual, which are also good. So I hope I'll be able to cover what you need to know in visualizations with Power BI. The visual, some of these visuals, if you don't meet your needs, Power BI actually allows you to integrate custom visuals from AppSource Marketplace. So you can just come here and you can get from AppSource or you can get from your files. By using this, so for example, imagine you need a specific type of chart that's not available, like a reader chart, to compare different attributes. You can just go to your AppSource and you can just bring it in. Now, for enhancing your visualizations, we use DAX most of the time, and DAX is a formula language that enhances the capability of your visualization. So with DAX, you can create like custom calculations, you can do advanced data manipulations. All of these are enabling you to create more insightful visualization. So for example, you can use calculated columns to add new date fields, new data fields like calculating profit margin for each product by subtracting the cost from the sales. You can also do new measures, which can help you with calculations like year over year, comparing growth basically with current year sales to the previous year. You can also use custom filters. They help us like enable dynamic filtering based on your selections, like showing only top 10 products in this filter pane. So you can create effective visualizations following these best practices as well. Now, another thing you need to know about visualization is that you have to know your audience and tailor your visualization to your audience level of understanding and needs. So, for example, your high-level executive would prefer a KPI dashboard, while your data analyst might need actual detailed tables to see everything. And it's always good to keep it simple. Avoid clutter. Use like only concise visuals and clear ones. You have to choose the right visual for your data. Use a line chart for trends and just use what I've explained earlier to you. And you have to be consistent with colors. For example, if you're using blue to represent 2023 in one chart, you should be consistent with that color. You can also use like things like slicers, tooltips, drill through to enhance user interaction, because adding like a slicer can help you to filter your data by region, can help you to focus on the data that matters most to you or to most to the people you're presenting it to. So yeah, we have things like bookmarks, selections. They are all functionalities that help We have conditional formatting. You can do like drill throughs and drill downs. You can add visually appealing themes. You can use the templates that are available to you. And mastering visualization in Power BI helps you to transform your data into actionable insights. And this helps to drive informed decisions and business success. So by leveraging this diverse range of visuals, customizations, and some of the best practices that I've just told you, you can create compelling and informative reports that resonate with your audience. And yeah, I think there's also Power BI's powerful visualization tools combined with the flexibility of DAX. They actually ensure you can effectively communicate your data stories and unlock the true potential of your data. So happy visualizing, and I'll see you guys in my next video or in our next class. Have a lovely day. So if you like these videos, you can actually just subscribe. You can like to encourage me. And yeah, I'll see you guys in class.